Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, if you could please introduce yourself to the class.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And I am happy to be here. Hello, class. It is me, Mr. Curtis, your favorite teaching assistant.
Only teaching assistant, so.
That's good. This makes me the favorite. And, yeah, let me know if you need anything.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Curtis. Also, here in the classroom today, because, you know, what is a classroom without its students, is our trainer in training, Corbin.
Professor, that's not necessary.
Hey,
you don't have to introduce.
You're interrupting my introduction. That's not nice.
That is pretty weird, Mr. Curtis.
You need to be quiet. It's time to be quiet. Thank you, Professor. No, for the record, though, I think technically it's still a classroom, even if there's nobody in it. You know what I mean? Is a classroom still a classroom if nobody's in it?
It was more of a metaphorical kind of, like the larger aspect of a classroom, if you really think about it. Because, like, what is it? Because, like, if a classroom falls and there's nobody around to hear it, does it make a sound?
What?
What is the sound of one hand clapping, Corbin?
I can do that.
Like this.
Oh God! Yeah. Oh, stop! He's like,
wait, hold on.
He's like,
one hand clapping.
Let me try it with this hand.
Ew.
Some really powerful claps. You see, Mr.
What
Corbin
you call a hand? It looks like a flipper.
Yeah, Corbin was doing it where, like, you bend your hand, down, like your fingers over your palm. Mr. Curtis was doing it in such a way where the right side of his hand folded over and clapped the left side of his hand, and it was so weird.
I think Mr. Curtis is like triple jointed or something.
Yeah, most people don't have a joint in the middle of their hand like that, Mr. Curtis.
Oh,
like
well,
going like vertically or horizontally up the hands.
What you're saying? That's not typical.
No, certainly not.
You should definitely see a doctor about that.
I mean, yeah, of course, my hand would never been like that. I don't know why.
You
just saw it.
Saw it.
You're not fooling anybody.
All right. In this classroom, we talk about Pokemon. And in fact, we're talking about one very specific Pokemon. Does anybody know who that Pokemon is?
Ooh.
It's definitely Drifloon today, Professor.
No. It's that one that's kind of like round. It's small, and I think it is a grass type.
You were partially correct. It is a grass type. I wouldn't say it's one, though. I would say that it is many.
So you mean like an Oddish? Like a small round grass type,
no.
like an Oddish?
No, we've already talked about Oddish. Don't be ridiculous. Look,
I
know what it is. It's several Rowlets.
Okay, no. We're not learning about Rowlets or Oddish, because we did already learn about Oddish, although that's easy to forget. We are learning about Exeggcute today.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Does anybody know what an Exeggcute is? Have you seen one before? Or seen 6 before? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to describe an Exeggcute, because the definition of an Exeggcute is a little bit vague, in my opinion.
Well, I thought it's kind of hard to tell, because I've seen, like, we have a bird, like, bird Pidgey nest outside of my house, and they obviously lay eggs, and I one of those might be an Exeggcute. I don't know. Hard to tell. I don't get close enough, because then they start pecking me on my eyes when I get too close.
I mean, first of all Pokemon lay eggs. This is a well-known fact. Not just flying type Pokemon.
I'm just saying, for me personally, my personal experience, I have Pidgeys right outside my house. They lay eggs, and
as do all Pokemon. Go on.
As do all Pokemon, but they're the only Pokemon outside my house that lay eggs. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, like, there might be an Exeggcute that slipped in there. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. They are egg-shaped. They are not eggs, but they are indeed egg-shaped. I actually have one here today if we want to get a better look at them.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
They're not really. There's not really much there.
I mean, it literally looks like eggs you just get at the store.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, okay, but just go ahead and just describe them in detail if you could.
Okay, well, we got one 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, what's wrong with that last one? Oh my god.
That's actually natural. That's fine. For the for the students at home, so he hasn't really described them very well. They're all kind of like ovals, kind of like egg shapes, and they have faces on them.
They're eggs with eyes and mouths. It's pretty basic.
Sure, yeah, sure. But they all have cracks on them too. That's very common to see Exeggcutes with cracks on them.
Not that one. That one in the middle doesn't have a crack on it. He looks perfect.
Well, we'll learn why as we go on to as we read the Pokedex entries.
And then that one in the back is totally cracked open.
Yeah, that one.
Brain exposed.
Is it its brain though? I don't know. It might just be like a metapod, and that's just like its body.
So is this what? Am I eating Exeggcute when my mom picks up a dozen eggs from the store? Like,
no, you're not.
No, these are much bigger than your standard eggs. Have you ever eaten an egg that big?
That is true. The average height of an Exeggcute is 1 foot 4 inches. So
wow, that is pretty big.
I don't know if that means because that could mean because these are all variable in size, so that it seems like it's very. It's taking like a median. And I don't know if it means like all of them, like you look at one of them and it's a foot tall, or if you stack them on top of each other, then they would be a foot tall.
Right. I mean, looking at them right now, they don't look like they're a foot tall, but I don't know. Maybe the ones at the store are like baby Exeggcute. But what's a baby Exeggcute look like? Just
it's an egg.
A smaller egg?
No, it's an egg. Exeggcutes come from eggs.
So wait, so you mean to tell me that the Exeggcute itself is not an egg,
no,
but it comes from an egg? Like
as do all Pokemon. As do all Pokemon, yes.
So an egg hatches from another egg?
It's not an egg. It's an Exeggcute.
Yes.
No, don't tell it. No, don't tell him that, Mr. Curtis. It's not right.
Well, the Exeggcute, the egg cracks open and a bunch of Exeggcutes come out.
So it's an egg inside of an egg. It's
not an egg. Exeggcutes are not eggs. They just look like eggs.
You understand my confusion, though.
And they're called Exeggcute, which is also very confusing. And they're also known as the Egg Pokémon, which is additionally confusing. They are not eggs.
Do you understand?
You know what an eggplant is, right?
Yes.
But those are not eggs.
It's a big purple egg. That grows on a tree.
No. It's a plant. And it's not.
Oh, that's an egg too, Mr. Curtis? Cool. I didn't know that. Thanks.
It's not an egg. It's not.
You ever crack one open?
Do they also grow from eggs like Exeggcute?
No, they grow from trees, but their yolks are.
Do they? Eggplant. I don't think they come from trees.
Mr. Curtis, you sound confident.
My eggplants grow from trees.
I'm pretty sure they grow from like shrubs.
Nah, I know what you're talking about.
So nice to know that when you're taking breaks between genetically modifying Spinarak's and Ariadoses, that you're taking the time to grow eggplants from trees.
That's right. I have an eggplant orchard at home.
I don't think they come from trees.
Well, mine do.
Oh, that's
right. Listen, his do. He's engineered. If he can engineer a Spinarak, he can engineer eggplants to come from trees. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Eggplants grow upright on shrubby plants, so not trees.
Okay.
Just so you know, I just had to double check that. They don't come from trees, so I don't know what you're growing, Mr. Curtis.
You can crack them open and fry the insides, though.
No, you can't!
So let me ask you this.
Please, if you could get us back on track, Corbin.
Hold on. Let's get back on track here. Let's not be silly. Mr. Curtis, are your tree eggplants tastier than regular eggplants?
Oh my god, I thought you had a question about Exeggcute.
No, they're the same. They're the same eggplants. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so they don't taste any different as opposed to growing elevated in a tree?
No, they're the same. They're the same eggs.
Okay, cool. Oh, hey, I forgot Exeggcute was out. What's up, buddy?
Yeah,
how are you?
Hey, if you could. So, yes, the one in the back is really messed up. I don't know.
I'm not putting my finger in it. Don't ask.
Poke
I'm not doing
him?
it. No.
Do not.
I'm going to poke him.
Mr. Curtis, I read your mind. What did I say? I said, I'm not going to put a finger in it. Don't ask. And at the same time, Curtis says, I want to put my finger in it.
I got a ruler. I'm not going to put my finger in there.
No, please don't stick any objects inside of the Pokemon. Can we not have Curtis stick himself inside Pokemon?
Yes, no. In fact, Mr. Curtis, instead of doing that, can you pick up one of the heads and take it away from the other 5?
I can certainly try.
Just to see what happens. Okay, great, excellent. Now, observe observe what the rest of the heads are doing. You can see they're starting to get very nervous. They're starting to kind of like look for a place to hide. They're starting
Curtis,
to
why would you
wobble
do
around
that?
a little bit more. So it's this number 6 is very, very important.
I'm just gonna paint it a little bit. You know, give it a little
No,
put a little
don't
stripe
do that.
along the bottom like this. So
No, don't vandalize the Pokemon, please.
All right, so go ahead and put it down. You don't have to put it with the other Exeggcute. Just put it down.
okay, I'll put it down over here.
Okay. All right, and see how they're all kind of like attracted to one another. They all kind of like
Oh, look,
swoop
yeah.
right back together.
Whoa, look at that.
They're all rolling back together. Look at that.
Because
Wow.
we'll learn that there's a balance to this number 6, and it's very, very important for the Exeggcute.
that.
All right. I think it's time that we start reading these Pokedex entries. I'm gonna go ahead and put Exeggcute away to the Pokeball.
Bye, Exeggcute.
All right. I think it's time to start reading these entries. Are we all ready?
Yeah, I do think it's kind of cool that you can get, like, you know, more bang for your buck. 6 Pokemon for the price of 1. That's kind of neat.
Together they make one Pokemon. You can't just have one Exeggcute. It just doesn't work like that.
Okay, all right.
It's like having one Dugtrio.
I am gonna name the one I drew the red stripe on Stripey. So the rest of them are just Exeggcute. So it's Exeggcute, and Stripey,
I think there's a couple that you're missing there.
and Exeggcute. Yeah,
He
that
just said
was
they're all
the-
Exeggcute still, so
It's
wrong.
Exeggcute, and Stripey.
Okay.
easy for you to
On
say.
6. Absolutely no, but okay.
All right. Starting off in the Kanto region. The first entry here says, often mistaken for eggs. They're not eggs.
You know what? I think I went through something similar earlier this lesson.
I think you did too. When disturbed, they quickly gather and attack in swarms. So I don't really know what that means. They gather and attack in swarms. Does that mean, like, you know, the one jumps into a group of 6 and then that's considered the swarm? Or is it swarms of, like, groups of 6?
It's swarms of 6, because like you said, the Exeggcute itself is just 1.
I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. But swarm to me kind of implies a much, much larger number than 6. To me.
Right.
Anyways.
Right. So it would be like
Right. So like 12 or 18 or 24.
So if you had 6 Exeggcute, that's a total of 36 little egglets.
Yeah, all coming at you. Well, they're not eggs.
That's a swarm. That's a swarm. 6 is a swarm.
Okay, fine. So, okay, yeah. So a swarm of 6 of 6.
Right.
So 36 in total.
Yeah.
36 egglets, 6
No,
Exeggcute.
Are we calling each individual egg?
Yes. I am literally
good.
TM. I'm trademarking it now.
We did need a name for it. 'cause
Nobody
it's really,
if anybody ever says egglet, I get $1. Okay? That's how that works.
You know what? After reading the entries on Executor, I do think each individual one is an Exeggcute.
Well, look at that.
So I think
that.
each individual one is an Exeggcute, and together as a group they are all also Exeggcute.
Well,
Uh-huh.
why?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The next entry here says the heads attract each other and spin around. There must be 6 heads for it to maintain balance.
Oh, okay. So that's what you were saying earlier. That's why there has to be 6.
Yeah.
So if you take one away, they all just kind of roll to the side.
Well, no, they do have a very noticeable reaction to it, but we haven't gotten to that part yet.
So are they drawn to each other through magnetism or something? Or
Very interesting question, Corbin. And
No, it's,
oddly
it-
enough, it is answered later on
It
in
is-
the lesson.
Wow.
Corbin, in fact, it is electromagnetism, and that is light. They do flash lights at each other.
Nice.
No, don't listen to him. The last entry here for the Kanto region says a Pokemon that is like the seeds of a plant. Seeds of a
Okay.
plant, not an egg. If you
Okay.
find one and chase it, others will join it without you noticing. Sneaky little buggers, these guys.
So wait, you say that last one again?
A Pokemon that is like the seeds of a plant. If you find one and chase it, others will join it without you noticing.
Oh, one single
one on- If you find one on its own.
yeah.
Which is a very rare thing to have happen. You don't normally find them by themselves.
No.
All right, that does it for the Kanto region. Moving on to the Johto region. The first entry here says, the shell is very durable. Even if it cracks, it can survive without spilling the contents.
Oh, so there is like contents inside. Like it's like
Yeah.
like it is like yolk, right?
I mean, I suppose you could kind of call it like a yolk. It's like the I would assume it's like the internal organs of the of the Exeggcute.
But isn't that what yolk is anyway?
That's why I said it's kind of like yolk, but yolk is more like undeveloped.
Yeah, it's
kinda.
like an embryo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next entry says, using telepathy, only they can receive. They always form a cluster of 6 Exeggcute.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's a telepathic thing, not a magnet thing. Okay.
Well, this next entry here says, if even one is separated from the group, the energy bond between the 6 will make them rejoin instantly.
Well, okay, so instantly.
Instantly. I mean, it will start the process of rejoining them instantly.
Like it's not just gonna teleport there.
No, it's not like bloop, and then like they're together again. Although that would explain why. That would explain the entry where it says, if you find one and chase it, others will join it without you noticing. They kind of just like blink in there.
See, I mean, there are some Pokemon that teleport, and a lot of them do have telepathic powers. So there might be some grounds for that.
I mean, Exeggcute definitely does have telepathic powers. Now, teleportation, I don't really know about that.
I don't know about that.
I think it's more of a you set them apart and kind of like magnets, they kind of like suck back together.
Okay.
Is that good enough? Is that good enough for you, Mr. Curtis? Will you accept that answer?
I think some experimentation might be in mind. See how long
in your mind.
No.
Like I can think of a couple different things, like separating them and like forcing them to stay separated to see how long that telepathic bond will last, or putting different types of structures in between them, like lead or concrete and stuff like that. See if we can interfere with that in any way. Something like that. I
mean, sure, you could do that, but also why?
I mean, you gotta understand the limits to this.
It just sounds like you're trying to cause distress to the Exeggcute.
Oh no, of course not.
It doesn't sound like. Okay, all right, guys, we figured it out. The telepathy of the Exeggcute can't go through copper plating. We figured it out.
That's right.
Oh, cool. Now what?
You better put them back with the rest. So my question is, will it find itself anywhere? Was it kind of like you put it on one side of the world and the other 5 on the other side, and they'll always find each other? Do they know how far does that telepathy extend?
I assume everywhere. I don't.
That's cool.
The way it's written makes it sound like it's everywhere. I mean, that makes me wonder. Does it? Will it pull it through the center of the earth?
I mean, I don't think it'll be alive after that.
I don't think so either. Although apparently their shell is very durable.
Durable enough to go through the core of the earth. Yeah, totally.
All right. This next entry here says, that does it for the Johto region. Sorry, I was having so much fun talking about these entries. I forgot that we finished. Moving on to the Hoenn region. The first entry here says, this Pokemon consists of 6 eggs that form a closely knit cluster. The 6 eggs attract each other and spin around. When cracks increasingly appear on the eggs, Exeggcute is close to evolution.
Oh, so the more cracks, the better.
Interesting.
Well, I don't. The closer it is to evolution, I don't know if that means it's better or not.
I mean, evolving sounds like it's better.
Well, I mean, I guess so.
I
mean, it makes it stronger, I suppose.
True.
It certainly changes its temperament as well. So yeah, I guess it's good. I guess it could be good if you're like, man, I really want an Exeggcute or an Executor. Then yeah, it's good. But if you're like, oh god, no, I love my Exeggcute. I never wanted to change into an Executor. How do I stop it from evolving?
I just love to poke its fleshy inside.
It's fleshy yolk-like insides.
So wait, is that the one that was broken, the one that we saw? Does that mean that it's closer to evolving? Like, is that the sign that like, or is one of the 6 always broken?
I don't think that's the case. I don't think one of the 6 is always broken. And I think they evolve together, right?
Okay.
6 Exeggcutes form one Exeggutor.
Right.
I think.
So
they merge.
Kinda.
You said that we would figure out why there was a crack in one of the 6. Is that why? Is that the answer? Like, it's just about to evolve?
Yes, because they're getting closer to evolution.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Okay. Does that satisfy you there?
You know what? I feel satisfied.
Are you happy? Are you happy now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right, the next entry here from the Hoenn region says, even though it appears to be eggs of some sort, it was discovered to be it was discovered to be a life form more like plant seeds.
Interesting.
So, I told you, I think.
You never said no.
I think the professor
seeds.
told you.
Thank you, Mr.
Never.
Corbin.
No, you never said seeds.
Actually, he never said it's like seeds.
Said that. You never said it was seed-like.
That's what you sound like. Yeah, because I didn't want to give it away. I didn't want to spoil it for you. I wanted you to hear it. But they're not eggs. They're more like seeds.
I know the professor was holding that back.
Yeah, I wanted to say it so bad. I was like, I want to say that they're seeds and put this little nerd in his place, but I couldn't.
Weirdly enough, that's kind of rude. You can't call me that. I feel weirdly enough like the professor's holding me back.
Well, then why don't you leave? Go on.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're not getting a refund though.
Well, where else am I gonna go?
No, it's okay. We'll always accept you here in Professor Jacob's classroom.
Thank you, Professor. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right, that does it for the Hoenn region. Let's move on to the Sinnoh region. There's only one entry here. It says, its 6 eggs converse using telepathy. They can quickly gather if they become separated. Doesn't mention
they talk to each other too, telepathically.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. Did it? I guess I didn't say that they talk. Yeah, there was an entry.
You didn't say they talk.
That is true. It just says that they always form a cluster.
You said that they roll together and find each other through telepathy.
Which I feel like kind of indicates that they're talking, but...
yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, it's true.
So yes, they talk to each other using telepathy. They don't have to say anything.
Well, telepathy could be a feeling. Or is that empalepathy? That's not a word.
Yeah. I don't talk to myself when I walk. At least not most of the time. So...
What?
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Curtis.
Well, I mean, like, you know, they don't have to, you know, talk to each other to telepathically like roll in the right direction.
But I mean, like, they gotta locate each other.
It's like Pidgeys flying back to where they, you know, go flying back home. They can do it from anywhere. It's like, you know, they're not talking to air traffic control.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see. I understand. You're on my side here, I think, is what you're trying to.
He's always on your side. That's the problem.
Yes.
Well, he's not. The thing is, he's not always on my side.
Nah, I did. Whatever you say, Professor, that is what it goes.
It does normally come down to that, but sometimes it takes some convincing.
That is what it goes. That's right.
That is what it goes.
That is, as they say, that is how what it goes.
Whatever the professor does say.
What goes does it.
Sure.
All right, so that does it for the Sinnoh region. The Unova just literally copies the Sinnoh region. Kalos also copies the Sinnoh region, and then it also takes something from the Hoenn region, so it's really not worth reading. Moving on to the Alola region. Ooh. The first entry here says, its 6 eggs use telepathy to communicate amongst themselves. It is believed to carry plant genes and the genes of other species. All right, let's talk about that.
So
okay,
how do they...
wait, other species.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Yes.
They break in people's homes, they go into their drawers, and they take their pairs of genes and carry it around.
Yeah, it's not just their genes, all genes of other species too. So like Pikachu genes, they steal, like Hitmonlee genes. They have some good genes because they got long legs.
Right. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I didn't know that those Pokemon even wore genes.
All right. We've had a lot of fun here. I'm talking about genetics, like their genes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant too. Yeah, mm-hmm. Sure.
So they carry plant genes, which you would expect from a grass-type Pokemon, which is what Exeggcute is. It's grass and psychic.
Of course.
But it also carries the genes of other species. I don't know what that means. It's extremely vague. Like, what other species? Like all other species? Or just a couple of other species? And what are those species?
Well, yeah, I heard through the grapevine that I thought Mew was the only Pokemon that did that.
Or Ditto.
Yeah. Don't they carry the genes? Doesn't Mew carry the genes of every Pokemon? Or something?
I think every Pokemon's got a little bit of Mew in them.
Maybe that's what it's referring to. Maybe it's saying that this is the only Pokemon they've done genetic studies on for some reason. And they found that this Pokemon shares... Well, I guess to do that, they would also have to have done studies on the genes of other Pokemon as well.
Sure.
So, okay, they've been studying genes, right? They've been doing genetic research into Pokemon, and they found that I guess Exeggcute shares some genes with other Pokemon, which wouldn't be that crazy, right? If we are assuming that they all came from Mew, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're not that far unrelated from Pokemon. So.
I think we are pretty far unrelated.
We share some genes with those Pokemon.
Genes. So wait, you mean to tell me, so if Exeggcute holds the genes of humans and Pokemon, and Mew only holds the genes of Pokemon, and you mean to tell me that Exeggcute is more powerful than Mew?
No. Wait. Whoa. Where did you get the fact that they hold genes from humans?
Well, didn't you say that it carries the genes of everybody?
No, I did not say that. It said it is believed to carry plant genes and the genes of other species.
Oh.
I like to think that each egg, what did we call it? Egglet?
Sure. I mean, each egg is an Exeggcute.
Right. So each Exeggcute egglet
sure.
has a gene from a different Pokemon in it. So like you may get a team of 6 egglets, and like one of them has got a Blastoise, and one of them's got an Oddish gene, and one of them, and stuff like that. You just go
name
through
more. What would another one have?
Well, of course, Spinarak. And then one
God, he
have...
won't shut up about it. This Spinarak Exeggcute, he loves it.
So when it evolves, does it turn into that Pokemon instead of a Exeggutor?
Nope.
They just take the best Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
I think we're really extrapolating a lot from this entry, and I don't think that we can really confirm or deny any of it. We just know.
Wait, can it breed with any Pokemon?
Yeah. I think.
With any Pokemon?
Did you say with any Pokemon? Oh, like
with any?
Oh no, it has a specific egg. I thought you meant like is there any Pokemon in the world that it can?
No. Can it breed with every Pokemon since it carries all the genes?
No. Again, didn't say that it carries all the genes.
Are you sure it doesn't carry all the genes?
It says it is believed to carry plant genes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, listen very carefully.
Gotcha.
And the genes of other species. Doesn't necessarily, it could be all other species, but it makes me think a couple of other species it has. This is such This is such a weird Pokedex entry. Specifically for Exeggcute. It's such a weird thing for them to say.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, like I wish they had kept that part to themselves. Either kept it to themselves or taken the time to explain it better.
Huh. Okay.
All right, Corbin's getting bored. I guess I'll move on to the next entry.
Sorry.
Hey, don't you
Oh God, you're gonna make me
it's contagious.
Everyone's yawning.
Oh man, we're like a couple Exeggcutes, huh, guys?
I know. We all speaking telepathically.
Mm-hmm. I told Curtis to yawn. He told you to yawn. So round and round we go.
Yeah.
All right. The next entry here says 6 of them together form a full-fledged Pokemon. It is often hunted by Crabrawler, but uses psychokinesis to drive it off.
Oh.
Do you think Do you think you could eat an Exeggcute?
I think you can eat most Pokemon.
You could crack it open and fry it up. That'd be pretty tasty.
It's not an egg.
I mean, but there's something in there. Something good and juicy.
He's not
Well, you
wrong.
can crack. It's Curtis. That's no different than like breaking the skull of like a Charmander and sucking out its intestines. Like that's no different.
That is true. Or just taking a Metapod and flipping it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, Corbin, you don't suck intestines out of a skull, but I mean, I understand what you're saying.
What do you suck intestines out of?
Body cavities.
Oh my god.
Oh god, like the nose?
We just lost 50 students. They quit the class altogether.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. They already paid their dues. I don't have to worry about it. They paid their admission fees.
But it's free. It's free for everybody.
No,
no,
not you.
Not you.
Your mom has paid some serious dough for your ticket.
I know, and I wish she'd start paying us some actual money. I'm tired of getting all this dough from her.
I feel like you guys are just like manipulating her.
No, we're manipulating you.
Huh,
That's
what is
right.
this? On Flapple Podcasts. Lucky for you, this class is completely free. Simply download and listen to each lesson. You'll be a Pokemon expert in no time. I think that's false advertising. I think we should,
it works out to be free because the value that you get from the knowledge is at the very least equal to the amount that you're paying me.
The knowledge you get is the best ROI, the best return of investment
exactly.
you could ever hope for.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is a 1-to-1 value ratio.
All right. Let me read this next entry, please. We only have a few more to get through. This class is starting to run over anyways. All right. 6 of them form
I would say this class is actually a little over medium.
What does that even mean? They're not eggs. Stop making egg jokes.
Hey, Curtis, do you think today's quiz is going to be over easy?
You guys really crack yourselves up. All right. I'm gonna read this next entry regardless of if somebody's interrupting me or not. So.
I can't believe my mom shelled out thousands for this class.
6 of them form a single Pokemon. Should one of the 6 be lost, the next morning there will once more be 6.
That was worded weirdly.
Yeah. 6 of them form a single Pokemon. Should one of the 6 be lost, the next morning there will once more be 6. Period.
That's still weird, but yeah.
It's so weird, yeah. So basically it's saying, like, it says if should one of the 6 be lost, I would have to assume, like, died, because they can't get lost, they can talk telepathically, and they have an energy bond that keeps them together. It's saying the next morning, another one will have replaced that last one that was lost.
How does that happen? Do they poop out another one?
No, I mean, they find them telepathically.
Oh, you said if that one's lost,
Yeah.
they'll replace it.
I'm thinking as in, like, from this mortal coil. Lost. It did.
Right, so if it's dead,
God.
if one dies and there's only 5, they have to find a way to replace it.
I crack it open and slurp out its insides.
No slurping, please.
Sorry, go on, Corbin.
I'm just simply saying that, like, you're saying that, like, if one dies, then they come up with another one to join.
Yeah, another one joins the group.
Yeah. So how does it? Is it like? It's got to. Is that like? How does it? Where does it come? Where does it come from? Where's the 6th new egg coming from?
You know, it's very interesting. Where do Exeggcutes come from? I do have an answer for that, but I'm not going to tell you right now because it's not important for this lesson. It's more important for next lesson. But I mean, first of all, as we've said before, all Pokemon come from eggs, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen this, but I've read articles that Exeggcutes, when they come out of an egg, it's 6 of them together.
Yeah.
6 of them come out of the egg together.
Yes.
Okay.
However, there are other methods of forming Exeggcutes.
Okay.
Okay. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to talk about it yet because that's outside the scope of this lesson, believe it or not.
So it's kind of like how, like, Clefairy, for example, right? Didn't we learn that Clefairy can either come from eggs like regular Pokemon and then, like, something about moonbeams and mud or something?
No, you're confusing them with Grimer.
Oh.
Weirdly. Grimers are little patches of mud that were exposed to X-rays from the moon, and then they turned into Grimers. But they can also other a Grimer can split itself to make another Grimer.
Yeah, so you got 3 ways to make a Grimer.
That's
right
true.
Okay.
I don't think we talked about this in that lesson, but that is true. They do also come from eggs.
Right. Okay, so I mean, it's not always a clear-cut way to form a Pokemon. You know?
Absolutely not. It's very confusing.
Love it.
All right. The next entry here in the Alola region says, although they are the same size as other Exeggcute, the ones produced in Alola are quite heavy. Their shells are packed full. All right.
Of what?
Yeah.
Innards, gooey bits.
Poop.
More tastiness.
All right, let's move on to the Galar region. This entry says, though it may look like it's just a bunch of eggs, it's a proper Pokemon. Exeggcute communicates with others of its kind via telepathy, apparently.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You can just take out that apparently. Just take that out.
Take it out.
It makes you sound so unsure of yourself.
Right.
I don't know who the professor is in the Galar region. I know there's a Sonia, right?
No,
but she's not
Willow or something? Professor Willow?
Maybe. I know Sonia is like the new professor, so she would not have written any of these entries.
New? Where'd she come from?
Where'd she go?
She a baby?
Well, no. She's just is taking over for the other professor who's retiring.
Taking over? Well, someone's got to stop her. We can't have another Giovanni on our hands.
No, she's progressed from the interregional assistance to professionalism voted and we will allow this passive power.
Oh, good. Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that the interregional assistance to the professing of assistants.
Interregional Association of Assistants to Professionals.
I'm glad that they okayed this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, nothing gets done in this world without us. Thank you very much.
I feel like that's patently false.
You make it sound like you guys are a secret cult or something.
Oh no,
we're not secret. Okay. Anyways, so the next entry here from the Galar region says, these Pokemon get nervous when they're not in a group of 6. The minute even one member of the group goes missing, Exeggcute becomes cowardly. We did see that. We did see that firsthand here today.
It was a little scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got a little bit scared that you took away its friend. So yeah, when they can't find each other, it's because, like you said, they said before, 6 together form a full-fledged Pokemon. When it's just 5 of them, they're nothing. They're barely even a life form.
Ugh, sounds so mean.
It's true. All right, that does it for the regional entries on Exeggcute. I have here 2 unique Pokedex entries. The first one comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Exeggcute, an egg Pokemon. Although it resembles an egg, it is known to be more closely related to the seed of a plant.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
And the last one comes to us from Go's Rotom Phone. It says, Exeggcute, the egg Pokemon, egg grass and psychic type. Exeggcute is made up of 6 eggs that communicate with each other using telepathy.
Nice. Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah. All right. And that does it for all the Pokedex entries.
Okay. That's it.
All right.
Yeah. You're free to go.
Okay. Cool.
After you take this pop quiz that I made for you.
Oh, don't tease me like that.
All right, so go ahead and put away your Pokedexes.
No, not another
Get out
quiz.
your Rotom laptops, everybody. It's time to test your knowledge. We all ready? Do we all have our utensils, our writing utensils
Am I ready, Professor?
Corbin, are you ready?
That's what he asked, Curtis. Yes, I am ready.
Okay. Question number 1. How many heads does an Exeggcute require to maintain balance? Okay. Both of the answers are in. Let's see what Corbin has said. Corbin says 6! Exclamation point. Count them.
That's right.
Yep, that's how you know that he
Well,
is...
with the exclamation point.
Yeah, he is very certain of his answer. Let's see how accurate that is. Let's see what Mr. Curtis says. Execute requires a solid 6 just to feel right and good. G-U-D on the good there.
Good.
You are both correct. The answer is 6. There needs to be 6 executes to form for the balance to be just right. Okay. Question number 2. How did
sir.
What was that, Mr. Curtis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you for interrupting me for that. Okay. How do the
Yes,
heads...
sir.
Jesus. How do the heads communicate and stick together? All right. Both of the answers are in. Corbin says through telepathy to communicate and magnetism to stick together. Okay, sure. Sounds good. Mr. Curtis says they use special telepathy and a mystical energy bond. And he used that like made some letters capital and some letters not.
Professor read it exactly the way I wanted him to. Thank you.
Or it's like our brains are our brains are stuck together by some kind of energy bond.
Energy.
That sounds awful.
But yes, energy bond. Energy bond is the correct answer, and telepathy. I'm gonna give it to both of you. Magnetism is kind of like an energy bond, so that's good enough for me.
Okay, cool. I mean, I just remember when I said it originally, you were like, "Yeah, that's pretty much it." So I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly magnetism, but sure, it's a special energy.
Close
bond.
enough.
Professor, that sounds like a very just and equitable decision there.
Wow, you normally say fair and equitable.
Yeah, that didn't sound right.
decision.
I didn't like
Yeah,
that.
it didn't sound right when it came out of your mouth like that.
Fair and equitable, I guess.
There
Sure.
you go.
All right, the next question.
Still got to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. The next question says, while they are most commonly referred to as eggs and are even known as the Egg Pokémon, the individual heads are more closely related to blank. Fill in the blank. All right. Both of the answers are in. I'm expecting a one-word answer here, so it should be pretty quick here. Corbin says seeds. So they're more closely related to seeds. It's all capitalized. No exclamation point, though, so he's not super sure on this one.
Well, okay. Whatever.
All right, so Mr. Curtis has I'm just gonna go ahead and this is a fill in the blank, remember, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it. While they are most commonly referred to as eggs, the individual heads are more closely related to. They are more like the seeds of a plant, or basically the plant egg, if that makes you think of it better. Is how he decided to fill in that blank.
Yes.
Curtis, I don't know. It's not a one-word answer. I'm so sorry.
He did say they are more like the seeds of a plant, though he did also say, or basically the plant egg, if that makes you think of it better. I guess so. You can kind of think of seeds.
Seeds of a plant are like the eggs of a plant.
Yes, seeds are to plants as eggs are to Pokemon, I suppose.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
So sure, yeah. Okay. Yes, you both got the correct answer there. Excellent job. The last question here says, how can you tell an Exeggcute is close to evolving? This is kind of like a classic question. We're really finding out that there's a lot of different ways to tell if a Pokemon is about to evolve or not.
I mean, usually I look for when it starts to glow like crazy, but
I mean, well, yeah, but that tells you it's about to evolve in like the next couple of seconds.
In seconds, yeah.
All right, let's see what they say. They being Corbin and Mr. Curtis, just in case you were wondering. All right, Corbin sells.
What do I sell? I sell
seashells
by the seashore. I sell hats. Sometimes to make money for the family.
Okay, great, excellent. Corbin says if the shells begin to crack, that's how you can tell a Exeggcute is about to evolve. And Mr. Curtis says, as more cracks appear, the evolution is near. Wow, I like that. It rhymes. We're not doing poems today, Mr. Curtis. So
Oh.
So I'm
Professor,
taking points away.
No.
I'm
Professor.
kidding. You guys both got it right.
Thank
When you
God.
start to see the cracks, that indicates that it's about to evolve. Excellent job to the both of you. I'm very, very happy. You both got full marks this time.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
Full marks, baby.
That makes it very easy to grade. Thank you very much.
That's right.
All right, guys. That's gonna do it for today's lesson on Exeggcute. Do you guys know who we're gonna be talking about next time? I have said it a bunch of times during the lesson, so you should definitely know who we're talking about.
My pronunciation is gonna be a little bit off, but I believe it is.
What, on the word pronunciation or?
What?
I got it. I know, Professor.
You know what? Corbin was gonna say it first, so let's let him say it, and then I'll let you say it.
Executor.
Yeah.
Is that it, or is it executor?
No, definitely Executor.
Executor. That's
Yeah, something like that.
It's very hard to say. I don't really know.
Or it could be executor.
Execute. Well, you see, since I always say execute, right?
Yeah.
I would think it's pronounced executor.
See, I heard from people in my school, well, other classes that have more than one person in it, that it was executor.
Okay, well, you're adding an extra syllable in that one.
Executor. That's not right.
You said execute.
No. I'm saying now executor.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Executor. I don't think there's a C in it, so you can't use the cute. Executor.
Is there not a C in it?
Executor. Executor. Yeah, no, there isn't a C. It's just EXEGGUTOR.
Executor.
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 Well, you know what? I'll have to say it a bunch next lesson, and I'm sure it's going to be awful every single time.
Can't wait.
So come on back, everybody, for that one.
But next week we'll have it figured out.
But in the meantime, if you have any questions for me, the professor, feel free to send us a Gengar mail or Gmail if you're one of the cool kids, which is wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gengar mail account, that's perfectly fine. You can also find us on the Flying Pokemon themed social network site, Twitter, at wwopokemon as well. But until then, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon as part of the Pokecasters Network.